We continue our Oscar journey, only this movie dives deep into a whole different perspective of one of the most horrific events in our U.S. history. The Mauritanian stars Jodie Foster as a lawyer tasked with defending a Middle Eastern man who has been accused of conspiring the 9/11 attacks. Now, a lot of us still remember this horrible date. I mean, oh my gosh, just witnessing the image of like the planes crashing into the World Trade Center. Many of us have been affected like negatively, like losing loved ones and all that stuff. It was just a shock that something like this could happen just so close to home. I mean, I was 4 when this happened, but I barely remember it. Well, so many of you out there probably were old enough to recognize what was going on, and we're probably lost a loved one in the as well. It's just something just so unbearable to even, oh my gosh. It's hard to describe, really. Based off the popular book, where this movie takes us is not through the eyes of somebody who has been affected by 9/11, but by someone who's been accused of it. That is right. The Mauritanian is Mohamedou Slahi, played by Tahir Rahim, and we get to explore his life pretty much through hell on Guantanamo Bay, which was like the most horrific prison in the whole world. I mean, he paid the heaviest price in this movie when they sent him there, because if you were sent there to die. Now, the movie starts out as a legal drama, all right? There's 2 sides to this thing. One side is Jodie Foster and Shailene Woodley. They're trying to defend this guy by saying, first of all, why is he here? You got nothing on him. And the other side is Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays a military lawyer tasked with bringing this guy down. Now, each has their own argument, all right? Defense says there's no evidence that he should be even kept there. I mean, seriously, even everybody deserves due process. While the other side is like, brr, he did this. We must take him down. All because somebody gave him a phone call through a cell phone that has connection to bin Laden, so therefore he must be guilty. But the real question is, what do we think? Is he really guilty of such a horrendous act of terror? Or is he simply just a victim of circumstance? Well, exploring his time in GTMO, we see him adapt to this horrendous environment, from learning English through books and the prison guards, to befriending another inmate who we never see, who chances are he was probably killed off immediately. But is he really a terrorist? I mean, like we mentioned before, he wasn't there on solid evidence. No, this is just an assumption. There was no charge at all. So why is he going through all this? Well, that is all answered when this movie takes a sudden turn from drama to psychological suspense when it is revealed what has really been going on in there. GTMO isn't just a prison, it's a hellhole, and Slahi experienced the massive depths of it. Like, when Foster and Cumberbatch get hold of the hidden documents to see what was really going on there, oh my gosh. We experience the ultimate sin of what the U.S. has tried desperately hard to keep hidden from all of us. Slahi was tortured nearly to death in that concentration camp. Now, I knew all about the torture in GTMO, approved by Donald Rumsfeld during the Bush administration, but the ones that I already knew of, waterboarding and assault. But there was others that I had no idea even existed. Orchestrated kidnappings, death threats on family, sleep deprivation through heavy metal music, even freaking sexual assault. I mean, what the It's a total nightmare. And what makes it even worse is, this guy might not even have been guilty at all. Now, I'm glad this movie was made because it's a story that needs to be told, alright? It needed to be told. History paints the U.S. as this superhero, but it likes to push aside the moments when it was a villain. Upon a discovery, Cumberbatch's character refused to persecute Slahi, because on what grounds? We're practically killing this guy, and now what? You want him to just be locked up forever for something that he may not even have done? His character development captures him learning the truth about the other effects of 9/11. Such as Islamophobia when his Middle Eastern colleague is fired simply because of his skin color, and then his commanding officer is like, you're a traitor because you don't want to convict this guy. It was a huge either us or them mentality going on back then in America. And it's still going on today. Because America isn't usually a freedom country. No, it's a nation of vengeance. We want somebody to point fingers at. And when we do, innocent people are the ones that pay the price. Their only crime? Looking like the actual threat. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories of like innocent, like, Muslim, Middle Eastern Americans, losing loved ones. Why? Because somebody felt they deserved to pay the price for something they had nothing to do with. I mean, I'm Peruvian. And so is George Zimmerman. Are you going to sit there and assume that I will shoot an unarmed black teen just because I look like the real villain? I mean, I'm Peruvian. And so is George Zimmerman. Are you going to sit there and assume that I will shoot an unarmed black teen just because I look like the actual villain? No. But the real star is Raheem. My gosh, he delivered such an amazing performance. Like, that monologue during, his first trial about showing forgiveness and peace towards, those who, did this to him, that was powerful. Because I will never do that. No. If you got me tortured for something that I never did, I will take everything that belongs to you. I don't care. I want you on the ground. Now, what does that say about those who pointed their fingers at him, who wanted him buried in the ground? I mean, if he had the capability to still have compassion after going through absolute hell, then that means so do we for such minor little things. I was shocked by how long it took for him to, be released, but I am so glad I got to taste freedom finally, and can now tell this story to the whole world to let them know that darkness still exists in those who claim to be carrying the light. So, Oscar worthy? Oh yeah. The storytelling is phenomenal. Tahir Rahim is incredible. And my gosh, honestly, if a movie has the power to make me clench my fist at such an unbearable injustice, then it's done a terrific job. So Mauritanian, we will see you at the Oscars. So my final rating is going to be 9.5 redacted documents out of 10 filet fish sandwiches. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you did, subscribe and join the crew. And I'll see you next time for another awesome review. Also, be sure to follow the Instagram page at CineGuy Steven for more fun reviews. That is at CineGuy Steven. I'll see you there. This is Steven Angulo signing off. See you later, alligator.